Good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop here on the Penny Royal Divers Group and our YouTube channel. JoJo, what is going on?
I get a little rough around the edges, I think.
You're getting a little rough?
I normally shave mine off. It's been busy.
Well, you know, you're supposed to do that like at the end of the season, not the beginning of the season. See, I still got to take mine off.
No, I've been absolutely pound at work. Mentioned I wasn't even here Monday. I was having to watch you from my truck.
Yeah, but at least you were still able to join us, and luckily we had Brian to fill in.
He did. Brian did an excellent job. I love it when he starts talking technical diving.
Well, that's one thing about Brian. I mean, he'll talk technical diving all day long. So
yeah, it's like Pat Paul telling war stories. Brian's just sitting there, and we're going,
looks like Chad's in here. Good evening, sir, Mr. Frank Winstead. Chad says, JoJo back.
Yeah. I'm agreeing with him with those side mounts. Sexy, man. It makes me look good.
Yeah. Well, you know, and of course, it's getting that time of year again. You know, everybody's getting back into the swing of the dive season. You know, the opening weekend, you know, we had a few divers out, but of course, you know, when the water's still chilly and the air temperature Saturday was a little cool. I mean, not bad, but I think, you know, this week we're definitely going to see a warm up. And last time I looked was earlier, and I think the surface temperature had hit 60. But like last week, it was like 63, I think was the highest as I've seen it.
Hey, so, 60 is a good temperature.
So
we start drawing in those wetsuits now.
Well, you know, and the good thing is even though the surface temperature is fluctuating, I've been keeping a tab on the 10 and 20 foot. Of course, 10 foot's up to 58 right now. But you can definitely see the trend where it's slowly coming up. So even though the surface is up and down, that 10-foot mark, that 20-foot mark, there's a slow incline. So it is warming up. So hopefully,
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully after this week, it'll be a little bit warmer.
But there comes a point where that 20-foot starts staying about the same, and that 10-foot keeps creeping up.
Well, you know, it's slow. We'll give it that. It's slow, but anyway, Chad says, wish I had one. Well, you do have one. You just have to show up to get it. I mean, that's the thing. You got to come pick it up. Of course, we're still waiting on the regulators, of course, but, you know.
Still, those suckers? I had to wait 6 months for mine.
Yeah, so we're still waiting on those and still waiting on his dry suit, but his Katana 2, that beautiful side mount rig that was in the video, it's there. It's waiting. Of course, you can't do a whole lot.
It's a nice rig.
You can't do a whole lot just with the BC. You got to have the rest of the stuff.
Mine sat in a bag for 6 months with me drilling on it.
JoJo, open the bag and look at it.
Yeah. And then me asking all these questions, well, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? Only having half the parts.
Exactly. But, yeah, so, you know, like I was saying a while ago, you know, everything's gearing up, you know, for the season. And, you know, side mount's one of them. You know, there's a lot of side mount divers coming through, you know, diving. And, of course, there's more even getting into side mount. So, you know, really stoked, you know, having the side mount program. And we're probably one of the only ones that will let you demo side mount. Of course, it has to be scheduled with Brian, but, you know, you can try it out. So, pretty cool. Let's see. Looks like Mike's in here. He's only a couple of minutes late. That's all right.
He's been busy. He deserves a few minutes rest. Come on now, don't work him like a slave.
Oh no, he's done a whole lot there. Helping get things ready, rock and roll. He was actually partially responsible for the lights on the pavilion this weekend. So
Yeah, he probably just reached in your back pocket and did something without you knowing about it. I'm thinking that's what he normally does. He says, "I'm going to do it anyway."
there you go. Let's see. Where is my? So if you haven't seen the Facebook post from Saturday, we done something pretty cool, and I think the night divers are really gonna enjoy it. It turned out a whole lot better than I anticipated. Of course, everybody's seen, or I'm sure everybody's seen, the dock is now lit. You know, it has lights on it for nighttime. Now, granted, they are deck lights that are solar powered, so you don't have to worry about getting electrocuted. But the pavilions, and that's what I was going through here trying to find. And I don't know what I done with it. Jojo, where did I put those?
On Facebook.
Well, they were on Facebook, but I actually have, or I thought I had. Nope, that's Roatan photos. Like, oh yeah, no.
Yes, Frank, you look fantastic. I agree.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what I'd done with those things. But yeah, they are on our Facebook page. The last post, which was I think Saturday, so they are up there. If you want to take a look, it looks awesome at night. The pictures just do not do it justice. I wasn't really expecting a whole lot. Looks like the streaming is.
Signal. That's back.
Yeah. And let me see. I'm trying to back up my cloud, so yeah, that may have been
Quit
it.
it. You're making it jumpy.
Well, there we go. I think we're steady now. At least it looks like it. I'll resume it later. It's saying it's got 4 hours left. But anyway, we got these little Edison lights, like you decorate like your back deck or, something like that hang like a cross. And I wasn't expecting much, as far as light. And we got them hung up halfway around the pavilion. And so we're going to be extending that all the way to the opposite end. But when we plugged it in Saturday night, JoJo, I'm telling you, it lit that area up. And I mean, I'm not talking about, you can see things. I'm talking, you can turn your dive light off. You can load your gear. You can pack your gear. You don't have to use your headlights on your vehicle. It just lit it up. And so I'm super stoked to be able to have night divers now because, it just makes it look that much better. Krista called it. They said, "Ooh, they look pretty." I said, "Nope, they're aesthetically pleasing."
We needed the lights for a while.
Oh yeah, and I think it's like I said, it looks better in person. As far as being there, the photos look great, but we was all wondering, well, when's the party starting?
Here you get calls from the airport. Which one's the runway lights?
Pretty much. That's the reason we didn't put strobe lights up. Oh, but anywho, all right. So real quickly here, we have tonight's trivia question. So I'm going to throw this up here real quick. Give you guys about 30 minutes to ponder this question, and I think it's a pretty good question. It's definitely going to make you think. And it's not. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to give it away. So let me go ahead and. Oh, I forgot to put my clock up there. Oops. All right. So right above mine and Joe's head, right here. There you go. When diving, many divers are visited by the aquatic life or by aquatic life. Nearly all injuries to divers result from what? So, when you're diving, you get a lot of marine life. Nearly all injuries to divers, result from what? And throw your answers in the comments, and we'll discuss this more in a bit. I'll leave it up there for a second. May have some people reading it. Wonder who the first one's going to Google it is. JoJo, you Googled it yet?
No, I've been on here.
Okay.
I need a third screen for the Google machine.
Well, I've got a third, so I'll let you borrow it. But man, I tell you, it's good to be back in the season. You know, it seems like year after year, the off season gets shorter and shorter and shorter, and it just seems like we don't have time to get everything done we want to get done. But luckily, everybody pulled together and we got most everything done.
A lot done. I mean, geez, it seemed like some years were good just to get the road cleaned up some winters.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Jordan says open water test question. Okay. It's been a while since I've looked at the open water test. I didn't get time to teach very much last year, so. Mike says touching the aquatic life. Okay. That's a good answer. So, yeah, everybody pulled together, and you're right. I mean, it don't seem. There's sometimes it doesn't seem like we get everything done or get mostly everything done. And like I said, everybody's pulled together and made it come to a reality. And man, it just looks so much different.
Mm-hmm. Stark difference from last year.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's the biggest thing I've heard, or the biggest one I heard Saturday was, of course, the dock. So everybody's loving the dock.
Oh yeah, step right into the water and put your gear on. I mean,
oh, I know.
The only way you can get better than that is if you have somebody there to put the gear on for you.
Are you volunteering?
No.
Kind of like in those fancy places has the bathroom attendant there to hand you your soap and your towel and all that. JoJo's going to be there to hand you your BC, your tank, going to put your fins on. When you come out of the water
this weekend, I'll make you feel better.
Yeah. When you come out of the water, it's going to hand you a little chocolate. Here you go. Here you go.
It'll be pineapple.
Pineapple. There you go. If you're wondering what's in the tubs, it's cut up pineapple. Pineapple. I can't even talk tonight. Oh, but yeah, it's going to be a good season. Lots of hard work has went into making things even better. So I'm super stoked.
Yeah, a lot going on. Planning on doing a lot of diving.
Oh yeah. A
lot of practice to get in this summer.
So, well, I'm glad you're actually back with us tonight. I think we've got room. We could probably fit Brian right in the middle,
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And, then we can all three be in the same room at the same time and still not be in the same room.
That works.
All right. Let me throw this back up here. So if you haven't found the answer yet, here is the question for tonight's scuba trivia. Nearly all injuries to divers result from what? So, uh, Jordan says that's an open water test question. I haven't seen it in a while. Oops. And then Mike says touching aquatic life. Uh, Technically, it wouldn't even have to be aquatic life, but you know, just a hint. In other news, and I've kind of kept this under wrap. The staff and guys know about it, but hopefully, with fingers crossed and a lot of good luck, uh, we will be offering PSI inspector classes after this weekend. So that's kind of a thing we've kind of kept in the background. Uh, you won't see me this weekend, or very, very little, because I have a 4-day class I have to go through, and to be able to teach the inspector class, and I'm already looking that it's going to be a busy couple of months after I get done if I pass it. I
You're
didn't.
gonna train all the staff next.
Well, I have been working on this, and one of the things for the trainer course is you have to visually inspect 20 cylinders. Okay, nope. I'm used to inspecting, so I'm like, all right. So I started picking my 20 cylinders out, and there was a couple of customer cylinders that was in. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this one. Go ahead and get them knocked out. I can count it for the class. Well, I actually encountered something that I had never encountered before, and I could not pass one cylinder. The reason is it was an old alloy Luxfer, and it passed
Pre
hydro.
1980s.
Huh?
Pre 1980s.
Yeah, it was 1976, I believe. But it was the old 20, I think, or 6351 alloy from Luxfer. Of course, if you've been around diving for a while or you have older cylinders, you're going to notice that a lot of shops don't want to fill or mess with tanks that are pre 1990. And that's a stigma that it's only half true. It really depends on the alloy. So this 6351 alloy was only used by Luxfer from like the 70s to 1988, I believe. I have to go back and look at it. But if it's a Luxfer cylinder, it is made out of that alloy. If it's a Catalina cylinder, it is not. So it doesn't fall under the same requirements for a visual eddy inspection like the Luxfers do. So a lot of people don't realize that. And of course, going through when I done my research for PSI at DEMA last year, that was one of the things that was brought up in the class. Was apparently there have been a lot of hydro testers, shops, a lot of people turning down these Catalina cylinders because they quote unquote weren't how they were supposed to be, when in all actuality they were exactly the way they were supposed to be. And we were informed that Catalina was sending cease and desist letters out to hydroers who visual eddied their cylinders because their cylinders weren't made of the same alloy. So, I mean, it was really interesting to, some of the update stuff. And then, of course, now going through the inspector trainer program, I'm having to dig deep into the CGA, who kind of sets the standards, and learned a whole lot. I mean, more than, just on the aspect of an inspector.
Interesting. Now I want to go check all my tanks.
Well, and like I said, this one here, and what kind of red flagged this one was it just come back from hydro, and with it being a 1976 made of that old alloy, it is actually required by law that it have a visual eddy test done. It wasn't marked that it had one done. So there was the red flag, like it's not stamped in the tank. When they hydro them, they're supposed to put VE, means that it had the visual eddy inspection done. And of course, this one here didn't. So here I go. I'm looking through my CGA books. I'm trying to research all of this, and that's kind of where I found out that yes, it is actually required by law for the old alloy to have the visual eddy. And anyway, so long story short, I contacted the hydroer. It did have a visual eddy done on it. They sent me the report. They just forgot to stamp it. I don't know if they were doing a bunch of them and it just got missed or what, but they sent me the hydro or the visual eddy results, the test results, and all of that. It did pass. And so, now I can actually go back and say, okay, I don't have to reject this one. I can actually pass it, sticker it, and it's good to go for another year.
For another year, where you need another visual or another visual eddy?
Actually, visual eddies are only required at hydrostatic testing.
When you send it for hydro, that's when you do the visual.
So once every 5 years, yes. Now they can be done more often because it's and I'm having a brain fart right now. But it's a slow developing crack in the neck. I'm sorry, my brain is fried from going through reading all this material and trying to get all this stuff done. And I forget what it's called. But anyway, it's a slow developing crack. And just like anything else with cylinders, if you've got corrosion, you've got pitting, stuff like that in your scuba cylinder, it can be so much. And then once it's out of those specs, then you have to condemn the tank. And this is kind of the same way. And like I said, I'm still going through it, but the visual eddy actually reads that by computer. So it's computer analyzed to detect these micro cracks, things that we're not able to see with our eyes. And so by the time that it gets to the point where we can see it with our eyes, it's failed. So that's what I'm going through now. Lots and lots of bookwork. Oh my goodness. I've got 2 3-inch binders that have nothing but pages upon pages of stuff.
Glad you, not me.
It's a fun class though. I'm looking forward to starting it. It'll be Thursday through Sunday, and I'm really excited to start it. I'm not done with all of my visuals that's required for the class. I've got 6 left, so I'm gonna have to get those done at some point in the next couple days. Let's see here. Looks like Mr. Jeff Hoyer has chimed in. Good evening, sir. We are right at the 8:30, and I'm going to throw the question back up here for tonight's little trivia question. Let's see. What else was we going to talk about, JoJo? He's thinking. Of course, we can't forget. Now, it's still a little ways off, but, the biggest event of the year, Women's Dive Day. It's coming up here in about 3 months. We're already, 3 months. So July 15th, and we're already getting responses from sponsoring shops, and it's we're gonna put JoJo in the penny costume this year.
I don't fit the penny costume. I'll tell you that right now. You're gonna need a bigger shark suit.
You gonna do penny vision?
I do penny vision.
No, we can't take Danny's job away from him. Penny Vision Plus. There we go. We'll do Penny Vision Plus. Oh goodness.
If you hear beeping, that's me. For some reason, I got an alarm going off.
Uh-oh. Is your house haunted again?
Well, it probably needs blown out. CPU might be getting hot. I'm not registering a heat increase.
Oh, so it's actually on your computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Temperature steady.
Well, there you go. You do have a hum in your audio, though.
Hum in the audio. Better?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you was humming really good. Oh, goodness. So, JoJo, I hear by way of little birdies that y'all are going to be working on some technical, like getting ready for intro to cave.
That's what I've been told.
Don't you love it when you're told? It's not, I think I might like
It's like when I go to work. I show up and they go, do this. I go, okay.
JoJo's like, lost my microphone. Yeah, you're like, as long as it requires me to be underwater, okay.
Yeah, considering intro to cave, I barely was able to get home. So
Hey, but you did find your wallet. That's the plus.
I did.
Yeah, you
My
found
leg
your wallet.
still hurts.
Well, I hate to say it, but that comes with age. Things just don't heal as fast.
I went to the doctor the other day and I was just afraid to say something about it because I'm afraid he might tell me I can't go diving
Uh-oh. So have you got your medical done for the year?
I do have a medical done for the year.
Okay, so yeah, you're safe.
That's why I didn't say anything before he signed on that.
Gotcha.
Yes, I'm in perfect health. Just sign this. Then we'll talk about everything else.
We'll talk about what's not falling apart. Long as it allows me to go diving, that's all that really matters, right?
Yep. I don't even have to go to work. Screw work. We're going diving.
Yeah. Well, there always comes that point that, you've got to actually do it safely, And I'm talking about going to work. There comes a time you just have to scratch your head and say, I think it's time to retire from working.
That isn't in my near future.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you completely. Let's see here. All right. Well, Mike is the last one to throw up an answer, so let's see. Anybody need to see the question again? And we'll throw it up there. All right. So, really, Mike's the only one who has thrown out an answer. Touching aquatic life.
I mean, that was my guess. Don't touch stuff. It hurt you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't want to touch stuff.
Don't kick stuff. It hurt you.
Well, I remember we had that question. What was it? I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. That well, I keep hitting my cord. 3 3 or 4 weeks ago, the most common, what was it? Common injury to a diver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Broken toe.
I would have never guessed it, but it makes sense. What is the most common? Broken toe.
Broken toe.
Broken toe. I can think of a lot of injuries a diver can sustain, but never thought about a broken toe. I'm having technical issues with my microphone over here.
Yeah, mine's. Oh crap! Oh, that's
Let's see.
happening.
Uh-oh. That didn't
Well, it
sound
could be
good.
like earlier when the whole screen just fell down.
Yep. Hey, you know what? Watch this. All right. Well, hello, Dad. You're live on the air.
I hope not.
You are. It's Monday Night Safety Stop.
Well, I was just on a while ago.
Well, we're sitting here, me and JoJo's talking, and looks like we've got several in the room. We haven't seen you post.
Well, you just mentioned it a while ago,
Which one was that?
but somebody's been posting some stuff under my name, and it wasn't me.
JoJo, have you seen him post anything?
I haven't seen him post anything.
Yeah, JoJo hasn't seen anything. So,
Well, I've been sitting here watching it, and it's been coming across.
no, ain't nobody. I'm not seeing it.
Okay, well, I'll get back over on it then. I see where you signed off, and that's the reason I called you.
Well, no, I haven't signed off. We're still live.
Okay, well, I'm coming back on.
Well, all right, we're here. I don't normally answer my phone in the middle of the show, but I couldn't resist that one. Of course, we always see him posting on here. When we're on, and I just figured, hey, let's let everybody hear his voice. Like you can remember what he sounds like.
Yeah, he had been down there for over a year now. So
Oh yeah.
It's
About a year and a half. End of August will be 2 years. So hopefully we can get him back in. We've done designated a job for him, tank shuttle driver.
Hey,
Yeah.
we can always put Dan right beside him to pick the tanks up and stuff.
Well,
Yeah, you're doing.
he can sit there with his O2, drive up and down the hill, and he's still good to go.
Yep.
Of course, he might want to try to break his BC out and jump in the water.
We'll just give him an O2 bottle for that. I mean,
Exactly.
don't go past 20 feet, but here's your O2 bottle.
Stay at 18 just to be conservative.
Yeah. Stay at 18.
Let's see. Frank says stingray injuries. Okay.
I
Yeah.
bet those would make a serious injury.
Oh yeah. That they will. Well, I thought he said he was going to jump on here. I haven't seen him.
Well, I mean, we go through not touching and don't kick things. When I set up the Halloween stuff every year, I'm messing with rust and broken glass in a lot of these areas that I'm setting stuff up.
Oh
so-
yeah.
I have to be very careful when I'm doing that stuff.
Well, luckily there's not a lot of glass. That's the number one thing. There's not a ton of it. But you're
Put
right.
your hand over the RV window.
Yeah. But the rust thing, yes, you have to be careful and not touch stuff. What's the old saying? Take only pictures, leave only bubbles. Did we lose you? Oh, all right,
No, I'm here. I agree with you.
well, it just looked like your face was just like stuck.
It's been a long couple weeks. I could probably sleep for a week.
Hey, go down to the 20-foot platform, suspended platform, and pull a Dan.
Yes, exactly. I got just the equipment to do it.
Get your side mount rig. Go down there.
And my
Just
buddy will probably come out and visit me since I'm sitting there taking a nap.
probably. Well, and you was talking about your buddy, and it's been pretty cool because, as you know, we now have cameras at the pavilions.
Oh, you
Overlook.
catch him up?
Yes, so
Oh.
we can watch the dock and the entry exit area, and then we've got one that kind of an overview of the entire pavilion area. And the last couple days, we have 4 resident geese that have called the main entry area ramp home because they are constantly setting that thing off, and I'm like, what in the world? Come on, guys, quit. But it's pretty cool to see them. That's yeah, it really is cool. Let me throw this out here real quick because I don't think Brian's on here, but I got to find out. We done a cleanup last Friday. We actually went around the quarry and picking up trash and stuff that had blown in from this wonderful weather we had a couple of weeks ago and put our sign back up. But anyway, we did find it's not a GoPro, it's a GoPro knockoff, and it was actually sealed. It had been there for a while. But Brian's supposed to be seeing if he can pull the pictures, try to figure out who it is. So if you lost one and you want it back and you can describe it, then we'll know it's yours. Send us a picture. We'll let Brian compare and all that. But but I was impressed because the case actually, it was still sealed. So, I was amazed because, like I said, it's like it's a knockoff. It wasn't a GoPro. And I know it had to have been in there since at least last season. You could just tell it had been there for a while. And, so I don't know whose it is, whatnot, but, if anybody lost one, we found one. And we got a bunch of other stuff out too, but, we were cleaning up. Found a couple gloves floating. I think there was a boot or two.
Wait, where's the rest of the body at?
I don't know.
Now the GoPro, the boots, gloves. Gotta be another part of there.
We didn't find any mask, or we didn't find. Well, of course, that those things are going to be on the bottom, but
yeah,
there wasn't anything floating in the boots
In
or in the gloves, so I think we're safe there. Let's see here. All right, about give it a couple more minutes. Question right up here. Yeah, right there. Okay. But I know Frank's coming off with some pretty good ones. Stingray injuries, jellyfish. I mean, it looks like Emily's in here. Good evening. Oh, never mind. I didn't see the top on my phone. Okay. Oh, dehydration. Okay. So, yeah.
I'm a little dehydrated. Why can't I go diving?
I know where some water is. I know a guy with a key.
You got a pretty big pool.
Oh, yeah. The pool's closed right now. Oh, goodness. But, yeah, JoJo, I'm super stoked about this season. All the upgrades. Oh, my microphone keeps. I'm going to have to talk to management, get a new one. But, all the new upgrades, everything.
Krista!
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm excited for this season. All the all of our Scuba family, we get to see them again this year, and you know, get to be introduced to new Scuba family members. So I'm super excited, super stoked for it.
I've been working. I got off my night shifts and started working on getting my camper ready for the season. So,
Oh yeah. The All right,
out with
Joe.
the old crappy RV bed and in with the new one.
You're going to be well rested for those dives coming up, huh?
I hope so.
All right, JoJo, you want to give us the answer to tonight's trivia question? I'll throw it back up here and let's see if anybody got it.
You act like I remember it.
You don't remember it?
Oh.
Oh, man. Oh.
I gave you my answer.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I guess I'll throw it out there then. All right. So, when diving, many divers are visited by the aquatic life. Nearly all injuries to divers result from diver carelessness. Yeah, diver carelessness. That's the reason we're always harping as instructors. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't touch stuff. So, theoretically, Mike and Emily and Frank, they're all right because, those are things, if, you don't think about stuff, they are all things that can happen. And of course, with dehydration, you're also risking what, JoJo?
Getting bent.
Getting bent. So being well hydrated, not petting the stingrays, poking the jellyfish,
Taking all the fun out of everything.
I know. Diver carelessness is nearly all injuries to divers result from diver carelessness.
At least look up for the boat.
Yeah.
That won't hurt.
Again, if you're coming up from your dive and you're not looking at your ascent, you're sitting there staring at your computer and boom. Yeah. So diver carelessness. I thought that was
That's
a pretty good one.
Just the phrase diver carelessness reminds me of your pretty story for the lights.
Yeah. Aesthetically pleasing.
Yes. As it says, it's pretty. And you say, no, it's aesthetically pleasing.
It's aesthetically pleasing.
Carelessness, don't touch stuff.
We're all there to enjoy the underwater environment. And, of course, at the park, it's not nearly as important as it is in the ocean, but it's still as important because if you start a bad habit one place, you're going to carry that bad habit to other places. And
It's
so, so the quarry is the best place to practice good diving habits if you can't get to the ocean every day, every weekend, whatnot. So, again, diver carelessness, and when we say carelessness, we're not talking about just being, crazy with it, but, thinking about things. Don't touch stuff, make sure, always look up when ascending, checking on your dive buddy, just the simple things to keep you, in tune to minimize the risk of something happening. JoJo, you're dinging.
Oh, there's a lot of noises going on in this room.
We're not going to ask questions. Oh, goodness. Let's see here. Man, I wished I could find those pictures. I know I've got them somewhere. I just don't know what I've done with them.
I guess I drew a TikTok the other day. I said we need to include this in our training.
See, I don't have TikTok.
I sent it to you on Facebook, I think.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, see, That's one thing I've never gotten into was I've never gotten TikToky-ish. Talk
Yeah. Oh
ticky-ish.
yeah. I said I text message it to you. That's what I
Oh,
did.
oh, okay.
It's a guy polishing a bat.
Oh,
He keeps thinking to him. He's polishing his bat, and he keeps thinking to himself, "I'm forgetting to do something. I'm forgetting to do something." And about 10 seconds go by, and he goes, "Breathe, dumb butt, breathe."
I'm forgetting to do something. All right. Oh, hold on. I found them. I knew I would. I knew it'd take just a second, but all right. So we've got, yeah, I've got 10 minutes. We're good. Oops. All right. Let me scroll down here so I can see where I want to put it. All right. Um, all right. So this is the one, I believe it was posted Saturday morning. Let me cut to it. There we go. Isn't that just aesthetically pleasing, Joe?
Yes, it looks very pretty.
So this one we posted on Saturday morning, about an hour before the season kicked off. And I think this next one here. I thought I had an overview. I mean, I know I do. I just don't know what I did with it. But it's not there. So, all right. So I'll go ahead and show you this one. Now, all this was added on Saturday. There you go. So those lights were added on Saturday, and like I said, it lights that area up, and it looks good. I mean,
Good.
if you're night diving, it's going to be awesome.
I like it. Keep
Oh
going.
yeah, and then of course,
All the way down.
if you guys didn't see the post from earlier last week, we had a trial run on the dock. Where is it? Did I get it? No, I don't.
Trial run on the dock.
Yeah. All right. So let me throw this one up here real quick. Here we go. So this one here was from last Monday. The fire department come out, and it wasn't just a station here. Well, it was the entire department over Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So the entire fire department of Hopkinsville came out to familiarize themselves, to set a game plan if in the event they are called, if we have to have them, that the prep work is already there. They're, the planning and everything. They know where to go, all that good stuff. But anyway, one of the pictures that I got was of about 25 firefighters on the dock.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, it didn't droop, it didn't sink, it didn't, like, okay, we know how much weight it can hold.
Handle 25 firefighters. I think we're good.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But yeah, part of the preparations to get ready for the season. It was really nice to have them guys come out so that they could get a better game plan if they have to come out for a dive related emergency. At least they know now. The park, where to go, the two main entry exit points. So it makes it a whole lot better because they can get there. And we were talking about this while they were there. We're fortunate. I mean, we really are very fortunate to be located inside the city limits, with a response time of anywhere between 3 and 4 minutes, depending on the station. And we had this discussion with the training officer. You know, there's other parks that don't have the luxury of being located close to those resources. And, you know, just to get an ambulance to them is, you know, at least 10, 15 minutes, you know. And, you know, if something happens at Pennyroyal, then from the time it happens to the time they get to the hospital is going to be right at the time it would take to get an ambulance to other places, or could be, you know, potentially. So, you know, it's being prepared for things always makes it better. And I was really happy to have them reach out and say, hey, we want to familiarize ourselves, you know, get more involved in, you know, dive related emergencies. So it was pretty cool having them guys out. And of course, you know, all the fire trucks come rolling in, parking in the parking lot. And had we had people there, it'd have been like, "What's going on?" It looked like a huge response. So
I'm glad they came out. Know how things operate.
oh yeah, you know, it's always about being better prepared for an emergency. And you know, when you're dealing with scuba, anything can happen when you're underwater. And so, you know, me as a paramedic, when I went through all the training and everything, diving was just a little, like a paragraph. I mean, yeah, there was just nothing really on it other than scuba diving, decompression sickness. That was pretty much it. And so, you know, these guys actually getting more actively involved, you know, if something does happen, they have a better knowledge, better understanding. So that was really a plus.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, JoJo. Well, you sound like you're dinging again.
Dinging? No, I'm not dinging now.
Not you. Okay, maybe it's me. All right, we're 5 minutes to 9. JoJo, are you excited as I am about this diving season?
I am. Didn't make it down this weekend. I'm hoping to make it down next weekend. Like to get my feet wet a little bit. I got a dry suit that's way too dry right now.
Yeah, have you been keeping your zipper wax on it? You know, it's not getting much water time.
It has from the last time I went down, but I probably need to do it again.
All right, any final thoughts for us for tonight?
Oh, yeah, not really. I'm just excited to see everybody get going with the season.
Year number 29. It is hard to believe.
Year number 29.
Year number 29.
Number 29. I was like, how did I become number 29? What line did I get in?
You was in the back of the line.
Well, I imagine so.
But yeah, you know, that's another exciting thing, you know, that I'm really excited about. Is, you know, the longevity of it. You know, this is my 29th season. Me and Dad opened the thing up and, you know, have been stuck with it every single season. And he says 30, but we haven't been open 30. Divers haven't been able to dive 30. But anyway, he did jump on, though. I'm glad to see he found the right one. But, you know, it's come a long way, and I'd love to go back and I know he's got some pictures of the old days. I've got a few, but not many. Oh, man, I just thought. I found one the other day. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The old pictures of when the quarry was in operation. Well, the other night, actually it was after me and Brian got off safety stop last Monday. We was doing some digging and some searching, and we actually found a aerial photo 1985. They shut the quarry down in 86. And so we found
Pretty much done at that point.
mostly, yes. And it didn't tell us when in 1985, it just said 1985. But it was really cool because that's the closest to getting, being operated before they shut it down and let it fill up. And so it was really cool to see because, the sump hole right in front of the Donnybrook, the houseboat, you could see the water in it. Back around the corner by the office, you could see all of that was underwater. Where the 96-foot boat is, right off of the ledge, on the southeast corner, you could see that ledge.
I think it was Brian's hole, ain't it?
Yeah.
That's the one he always goes to. I'm gonna start calling that Brian's hole.
No, that's the one over by the Donnybrook, by the houseboat.
Donnybrook. Okay.
Yeah, that's Brian's hole. He loves going down in that one, but anyway, I'll have to see if I can get that one thrown over, and we'll do that one next week because I think I've got it on my phone. But yeah. All right. Well, weekend number 2's coming up again. I think Brian and the guys have got everything covered for this coming weekend. And so if you see me, it'll be brief because class. I know we won't see JoJo. Are you peddling Girl Scout cookies again?
We're done actually with Girl Scout cookies. Now we do have some extras we might bring down.
So if you don't have a dealer in Girl Scout cookies, hit Joe up.
We got a few. We're done. It ain't worth doing booths over. But we have some extras.
Trefolds, Samoas, Thin Mints.
I think I got 3 cases of tags and a box of Adventurefuls. That's all we got left.
You don't have any of the good ones, the Samoas and the Thin Mints? Oh, man.
I ate all them.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, at least we know they didn't go to waste.
We ain't getting a box of Samoas out of this house.
Now, next year you've got to set up the underwater booth.
We got to find a pool to do that. It'd be hard to do at the quarry. It's too cold.
It's a
It
little
would be
chilly.
fun to do to have my girls doing that. That would be awesome.
All right, guys. Well, it's that 9 o'clock hour. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, sticking out with us every Monday night that we're on here. We started doing this, in 2020 during the pandemic, and absolutely just enjoy talking about scuba, talking about the park. I mean, it's like the title says, talk all things scuba and Girl Scout cookies. Mike just threw up tag-alongs.
Mike, I know a guy. And I know some girls.
But appreciate you guys hanging in there with us, tuning in each and every Monday night. It's always a blast to be able to spend an hour with you guys here on Monday nights. Like I said last week, we will be taking a break during the summer season, which will be Memorial Day to Labor Day, just because I run 6 days a week and I'm tired. But we're going to take that time to kind of revamp a couple of things, and JoJo wants to rework the title. So we're going to see if we can find some new music and all that good stuff. But lots of exciting things coming down the pipe. Most exciting, we can't wait to see you guys diving with us. If you're diving this weekend, we can't wait to see you. If you're not diving with us, but you are diving, we hope you have a fun, safe, and adventurous diving time. And until next Monday night, we'll catch you guys right here on the Penny Royal Divers Group Monday Night Safety Stop. JoJo, we'll see you next Monday.
Oh.
We are education. We teach the world's most respected system in diving.
We are exploration. We introduce millions to the underwater world.
We are community, connecting the world's largest and most active tribe of divers.
We are conservation. We create ambassadors for the preservation of our ocean planet.
We are Patty, and we are a force for good.
We are the kings of everything.